Turned up everywhere.
Here we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fig Tree Sports Bowling Club. Slight technical issue with the audio there. Must have bumped a button or something, but computers like to do things overnight. But welcome to Fig Tree Sports here in wonderful Wollongong for the 2022-23 New South Wales State Championship Finals. We're featuring round one of a triples game this morning, and joining us in commentary is Warren Shipley. Welcome, Warren.
Morning, Andrew. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, fantastic morning here again in Fig Tree. Players just going through their second practice stand. I have the team from Glenbrook of Heather Smith, Nancy Little and Elisa Cook taking on a team from Belrose with Susie Fischer, Julie Baker and Billie Maas. So just completing their second trial end. Conditions are ideal for lawn bowls here this morning. Hardly any breeze at all at the moment. It was looking like a little bit of rain on the forecast a few days ago, but certainly not a cloud in the sky out there at the moment. I'll have to wait and see whether that eventuates later on in the day, but as I said, conditions ideal this morning.
Always wonderful when you have everything set up working perfectly and then you go live and think what's going on.
The best part, Andrew, is watching you go into panic mode. It's very enjoyable.
Very scientific. Let's pull this cord out, plug this one back in, and
yes. Have you turned it off and turn it back on again?
Did a sound check this morning. Everything was working perfectly, and
see, we're on rink 22 here, but it's been moved across to the right. If you were viewing yesterday in the men's final, you would have noticed the tab logo, the supporters of this event, as that logo was in the middle of the rink. It's now to the left, and you can see the other game in this section. It's St George's Basin taking on the girls from Charlestown. That's next door, and we'll keep you up to date with scores from right around our three venues. We've got some hard-working match committee personnel at each of the venues and volunteers, and they'll keep you up to date with the scores with the ticker as they roll across the bottom of your screen. And you see the hand being played at the moment. It was generally the wide side of the green. The last few days we have been here, but there has been a little bit of breeze assisting on that side, so it'll be interesting to see what grass lines the girls take this morning.
Greenies just took a very light shave off the top this morning.
Volume is very low, Andrew, we're being told on the Facebook.
Oh, yeah, we'll just turn that up a little bit.
Okay.
I just knew that Shippo's very crisp in his diction, and we didn't want to blow people's speakers out.
Yes.
And the good news is our YouTube channel operating this morning. We've got the permissions worked out.
Very good. So you can have your big screens.
Just got to work out how to find it. Oh, we are live. I've got it checked up there. We're live on YouTube, so those who want to watch on a big screen and cast from their YouTube device, all available for you. So we should be underway.
Yeah. Girls in similar colours, but looks like Glenbrook has the mat.
Well, that's interesting. I think I can fix that. We're a little bit ahead on one of our scores. I think I can fix that.
Opening bowl there from Heather Smith. She is substituting for Glenda Lee here. Her passing in her family. Glenda, the ladies were telling me before the start of play they are thinking of you. They said you'd be watching. So Heather on a pretty good track here. It's going to roll through a little. This green will quicken up as the day goes on. Has been the pattern the last few days.
Yeah, a little bit of dew this morning. Had to clean the windscreens to drive away this morning.
And Phil, if you've got closed captions, you need to turn them off on your own Facebook page, mate, down the bottom. There'll be a CC. If you click on that, you can select off. That'll turn your subtitles off. Well, Billy, I would suggest that the Temora will be 0-all at the moment because all games have only just commenced, so no updates to scores yet. All games kicking off at the same time. So this is Nancy Little on the mat. She's on her backhand. Early bacon out. Looks to be in a pretty good area. Good correction after her first. Just failed to reach. So the lead in the second for Belrose with the almost identical bowls, same colour, different make, but they're the same colour bowl. This is Lisa Cook now looking to add to the count, just pulling up a little bit short. Billie Maas with her first bowl on this first end. That's a very good bowl as well, and that'll be shot. Cook, you're looking to get another one in there. Should be on a pretty high line. They were turning from out there yesterday, but a bit early in the morning, although it's getting back almost to the centre line, but
yeah, just a bit of dampness around this morning. I think would have just taken a very slight edge off the pace you'd expect.
Yeah, we had the greenkeeper in yesterday, Matty Miles, one of the greenkeepers, who said that They had a bit of rain the night before as well. I was on a pretty good path again, just overplaying it.
B1 at Belrose.
One it is. $25 ends these matches of 2-bowl triples.
Chippo, a big change from our usual arrangements for state championships over the last few years, with 5 events being played simultaneously, 3 venues in operation, men's and ladies playing together at the same time for the first time as well.
Yes, yeah, the reserves are open to all players that qualify for that event, based on their grading or non-grading, whatever the case may be. And we have the men's triples, the women's triples, and also the men's and women's in the senior triples as well going on. So plenty of bowls if you're in the area. 3 clubs in operation for the next couple of days before we get down to semi-final finals.
And around about the... How many competitors did we say we had? Around about the 900?
Yes, yeah. Well, I suppose with this one, those semi-finals will be played at the club where they're at.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
being the third round being tomorrow morning, that'll follow the semi-final will follow tomorrow
there'll be
afternoon.
a women's senior, a men's senior, and an open reserve semi-final of the triples at each of Wiseman Park, Wollongong City, and Taraji Park Bowling Club tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll be here on Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, yes.
It's hard to keep track of the days, mate.
For the final of each of the 5. And then Tuesday afternoon, kick off the pairs. So there may be a few players who need to get from here across back to their sectional venue. And then all semi-finals of the pairs will be here at Fig Tree Sports. Tuesday morning too, I think we've got the chance for you to, another chance to win the TAB branded bowls. Yeah. Closest to the jack.
Quite a few people having a crack at that yesterday. Not sure who the daily winner was, but there's a daily winner. You can.
Tim Kovacs.
Was it? Tim Kovacs, okay.
Tim Kovacs from down the coast. 110 millimetres, I think it was, so just 11 centimetres.
Okay. So
that's pretty good without getting a toucher, because you get a toucher, you're knocked out.
Yes, closest to the jack without touching. I think you get two cracks at it, don't you? 2 bowls.
I'm not sure there.
Yeah, I believe it's 2.
I think they put through 50 or 60 people on Saturday's effort. I'll just try and get that one a little more zoomed in for us.
It's a good bowl from Nancy Little there of Glenbrook. They were down a couple, 3 in fact. This is Julie Baker just getting under the line a bit here. As I said, the Belrose front 2 have similar coloured bowls there. You see that aqua colour, the red and the darker blue. The Glenbrook ladies. Well, that's a bit tight as well. That's going to get away. So the skips will head up. It'll be Billie Maas to play first from Belrose. There's one down at present. She has the light blue bowls, and Lisa Cook has an orange. Oops, sorry, other way around. Sorry about that.
Billie's got the orange, yes.
Billie's got the orange bowls, and Lisa has the light blue to go with the other.
Billie has an XG, Henselite. Lisa, a Henselite Cruise. Just going to look for a forehand here. I'd say she'd be just trying to get down to the shot bowl. A little touch wouldn't hurt.
sure whether that one's getting back though.
A little bit brisk, I think.
Weight's pretty good for the job required if she's looking to sit the bowl.
Just trying to get a little more contrast there with the sun coming in. It's
Cook here trying to add another. She's in the area to do that as well. Just pulling up a little short, I feel. So Maas again looks to be a little bit wide with that one. Yes, John, on YouTube. I just mentioned just a minute ago, it is on YouTube if you want to.
Yeah, if you go onto YouTube and search Bowls NSW, we are live on YouTube.
Lisa trying to add another to the count. If she can get down to that, let's just run on a little bit. And
one, it was the signal.
Yeah. One to Glenbrook, so we're all square after two. As I said, 25 ends is everything in front, and 25th end. Don't need to play an extra end if it's a draw in sectional play. I'll take a point each.
I think the sectional play adds a whole new dimension to the state championships play as well. It's I know there's some people out there who think that the knockout's the best way.
There's definitely flaws in against Andrew, but people travel a long way, so no, they're going to get at least 3 games, a day and a half at least.
And yeah, there would be slightly different text sizes on our feed down the bottom. It just adjusts the size of the text to fit the box so we get the whole name in. So we have shortened a couple of club names. As you can see WPWC come up there. It's Wiseman Park, Wollongong City. That one just won't fit. So a couple of Belrose teams in action in the triples. Steve Glidden won the Zone 9 triples.
Nice ball here from Heather Smith. Just didn't make it, just a little bit short, so it's still 1 to Belrose.
If you are after all of the results, including the scores from the finals of our state singles held yesterday afternoon, the finals, you can jump onto the Bowls New South Wales website, point your mouse at competitions. From the drop-down, select Bowls Link results. You'll find all of our scores and draws under those categories. Or if you've got the Bowls Now app, you can tap results on the bottom, then select Bowls New South Wales, and it'll take you through there as well. And you can find the over 40s draws there. We will have a change of venue for those who thought they were at Magellan. Unfortunately, Magellan's just got a couple of issues and said they won't be hosting. We're just teeing up a replacement there. Once that's confirmed, we'll update that draw and let everybody know.
And that's Nancy Little with a great draw shot there. Let's see if Julie Baker can sit it off. Well, she nearly did. Oh. Fancy little, just missing there. Just overcooked that one a little bit. Now, Julie Baker played a very good bowl with the first. Can she get down to sit the shot in the area? Just going to skim past it.
Well,
so it's Glenbrook holding one. Lisa Cook be first to play.
plenty of room for a draw here. 2 seconds for Belrose at least.
Yeah, Lisa needs to get another one in there because they have a. Belrose has the catcher behind as well. Looks to be on a pretty good track here. You just saw how is the weight just going to run on a little, is it? Well, it's going to be another count. Well, maybe not. Maybe just rolled out. Close for second now. Just the one down was a signal. So Billie Maas can afford to arrive, get a roll out of the pink or cerise coloured bowl. What colour would you call that, Andrew? Cherry? Not sure.
Oh, Heather called it pink, so
Pink?
I'll call it pink.
Okay.
It's pink with the white speckles. Cerise is too fancy for me.
Yeah.
Well, you see Billie was reaching there. I think she intended to maybe get a bit of a roll out of both of those bowls.
Yeah, maybe a little too big a weight for the shot required there. She does have the furthest back now. She's got the two furthest back now, so depending on what Lisa does here.
A couple down.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of blocked that forceful shot too for Billie. If she could get the jack right back, it's worth 3 to her, but if she misses, she's a couple down. She can get around that front one, sit the pink, and stay for shot. Even draw under the front one, so...
Yeah, I think I'd be trying to play under the front one. And
Andrew. That one's needs the batteries changed, mate. It's got a mind of its own.
Well, that one's a donation to charity, I think.
Yes.
Fortunately, Billie, you've just got that onto the live stream.
Yeah.
That is an oh dear moment. We've all played one, but not in front of the cameras. That's the problem.
Oh, so it's 1 to Glenbrook. They're looking to measure for 2. Well, it's 1.
So what do you do at your club if you do you have to do the walk of shame?
No, we've got the donation tin, Andrew, for the rescue helicopter, I believe, up at our club. So you don't do, well, you do the walk of shame, yes, because the bowls coordinator will announce it at the presentation or whatever after the game when everyone's having a refreshment and shake the tin.
Call of cards. They at my club they get out the money box shaped like a boat, goes to the coastal patrol.
Okay, yeah.
Marine rescue. Do the walk of shame. Put your money in the tin.
Yeah. Surprising how many people want to dob you in for that too, Andrew.
Oh yeah, and it's actually there's plenty of clubs do that, and lots of money goes to charity for that. It's just one of the great ways our clubs do support our communities.
Correct.
It's surprising how much it builds up.
How quickly it builds up too.
Well, the first thing we're always taught is little ring on the inside.
Well, you can get caught too, Andrew, depending on who's at your club with the changing of stickers occasionally and things like that. I know I've been caught by the famous Aaron Appleby. He's been known to change a sticker or two at times.
Oh, and sometimes you just get caught up in concentrating on your grass and weight so much you forget to look at where it is in your hand.
I think these girls haven't got stickers on their bowls, I've noticed, so I don't think... I just think she, yes.
I have to admit, I've actually bowled 2 in one end.
Oh,
in a
dear.
pairs game. First and third. At 2 within a couple of inches on the other one. And the albatross said to me, gee, if you could play them all on the right bias, you'd be a good bowler.
How's the albatross going, mate? All right?
He's battling on. Celebrated a big birthday recently. So putting in plenty of time to volunteer at our club.
Good man. Yes, he helped us out in the men's pennant final down at Warilla a year or so ago. It's Susie Fischer with the bowl on the line behind the jack. This is Nancy Little.
It's been a bit of a trend so far. Belrose will be holding the shot and Glenbrook will take it off him.
Yeah. Nancy's played a couple of cracking bowls already in this game.
I have tried resetting the cameras there. Just the feed seems a little blocky. I might take them offline one by one and just do a reboot. So we'll lose our centre view for a little while. I think that's probably related to our audio issue this morning. Just a little...
So Nancy Little here looks to be on a very good track again. She can grab the jack and take it to her own, but she's just going to duck under. Well, didn't have to wait, unfortunately. Very good line. So it's the bowl of Julie Baker. It's holding shot. This is Julie now with her last bowl on end 4. That one's on a nice road if she's got the weight. And she has, so it'll be another counter. So it'll be 2 to Belrose here at the moment.
Doesn't seem to have helped much.
So Cook, and you can see the other game in the background there with Charlestown leading 2-0 after 2 ends against St George's Basin. And Lisa just missing the line, ducking underneath there. So Billie has the cupped grip, as you can see, the bowl cupped in the palm of the hand there.
Just going to hold a little wide on it.
Yeah, it's a very good effort. Been told, Andrew, that the Rules Bowling Club in Wagga, they have a miniature seeing eye dog for the money for the wrong bias. Donated to the Blind Society each year. Yeah, as Andrew said, most clubs do that for charity. Just got to get more people bowling wrong biases, Andrew. So Billie Maas is the last bowl. Looks to be a little bit wide again. It's not going to get back in time. Had to wait for the job there, just missing the line a bit. So
oh, it's a couple. So we've got our first non-single.
yeah.
I didn't quite see that signal actually. I I think it was a 2.
Just see they're updating the scoreboard, Andrew, so you can get a shot for us when you get the opportunity. That's a
4-2 after 4.
So it was a 3. 3 to Belrose.
Just noticed something else I need to fix up on our board. Take it off singles mode. So we put it back to crop. Just extend out our board. And I need to add.
And that's a very good opening bowl from Susie Fischer. Heather Smith now with her first bowl N5. Looks to be in the area as well. How's the weight with this one? Just going to pull up. Very good track. Like Susie changing hands. Going to the backhand side of the green. Seeing this side hasn't been as wide as the other side. So we had the greenkeeper in yesterday. So traditionally, this side of the green is the narrower side. Pretty much regardless of wind conditions on this rink because it's fairly well protected, this little area. Got an alfresco dining area running almost the length of the green on our left there. You can see them tab signs in the top left corner. And then you've got the main club itself at the back, where you can see people with viewing sitting at the windows. So these couple of rinks, or this 4 rink short and green, is fairly well protected.
Have you been up and had a look at the bowls from up there yet, Chippo?
Not from the alfresco dining area, Andrew. No, not yet.
It is their sensational area.
It looks, yeah, plenty of people along there yesterday when the men and women's final was taking place yesterday afternoon. Congratulations to Jack Lewis. He's been a busy boy, Andrew, back for his presentation. Zone 13 last night, took the trophy back, and then back again today for the triples. Back here.
Had to bring the trophy back
Had
as
to
well.
bring the trophy back, yeah. Just got the better of Peter Taylor. That was a cracking game. And Jessica Tell from Cabramatta just getting over Natasha Van Eldick in the women's final. 2 great games. I know Tash is backing up again this morning. Not sure about Jess, whether she's going around the triples.
No.
Oh.
Of course, congratulations also to Chris Layfelt of Pottsville.
Yeah, yes.
Successful over Bernie Melville in the senior men.
Yeah.
And Joan Thomas of Foster, the senior women's champion, and
Kate
Carriage, who won the Open Reserve.
Yeah.
Just trying to think who Joan defeated in the senior women. It's just escaping me at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll open up Bowls Now app on my phone.
So we cross over here, end 5.
Look at the state championship finals and then the state senior women's singles.
Billie
Tap on final series.
Wendy Clark.
Wendy Clark of Ballina, of course.
Jason,
The Far North Coast very well represented in the finals yesterday.
Jason Pinnock was straight onto it.
And Kate, of course, beat Wayne Eade from West Pennant Hills in the reserve.
So Maas here, she holds one. She can sneak around that front. That is her own bowl anyway. Oh, just got the rub, but she might have promoted it enough for another, depending if it's closer than the pink bowl behind the jack there. Hard to tell from our view.
So Kate, she actually thought about withdrawing from the reserve singles because she's a very good player, but she played grade 5 at Nowra. And
that qualifies her, and she couldn't play in the women's, I believe. Andrew.
No, they played midweek, and Kate, being in the armed forces, couldn't get the time off at that time so she took the only singles competition available to her. I'm actually really happy to see her win it.
Well, it's good she had the opportunity to play.
Yes.
Oh, it's a shame. A lot of our working women that enjoy the game of lawn bowls don't get the opportunity because of so much midweek bowling. Well, they're starting to get the opportunity now through different events. It's great to see. Karen Mason's tuned in, cruising in Europe. Andrew, sounds terrible.
Tough job. Someone's got to do it.
Yes. How's the weather, Karen? There. And what time of day is it?
Oh, it's another count for Belrose. That one's 3 again.
Sorry, viewers.
I can assure you I'm not choking, Shippo. He's just... Probably just early Sunday morning. You should be out on the green playing a club 4s or something like that.
Oh, stop it.
Glass of sparkling water in hand, I'd say.
Semi-final too, Andrew. Sure the rest of the team won't miss me. They'll have a able substitute.
Well, Belrose, after just struggling in the first couple of ends to hold on to the shot, have managed to pick up a couple of multiples. Go out to a decent lead.
Yeah, 7-2 after 5.
It's 3-2 on the adjacent rink with Charlestown leading St George's Basin. Helena Wuro skipping for Charlestown and Lemby Alavatu for St George's Basin. It's a pretty handy couple of opening bowls for the leads.
Yep. Yeah, the players starting to find their line and length now. They've had a few ends to settle in. This one's just going to pull up a little short. On another good track. Would have been useful behind, but now Heather Smith can get a roll out of her own, sneak underneath, land the shot. Looks a little bit wide to do any of that, but it's going to be useful if it gets down behind the jack, which it has done, so it's in the area.
Well, we've got last year's state singles champion up on the live stream this afternoon in the triples. Ben Bourne of the entrance gets to take on Kenta Treacher. Kenta, of course, now at St John's Park. So that promises to be another cracking game. And then tomorrow morning, another cracker in the women's competition. Last year's state pairs champion Ann Johns, Sam Ferguson. Trying to remember who with them, but they're taking on Natasha Van Eldik.
Yeah, Kate Matthews and Genevieve Delves. Oh, Lord.
Rebecca Lord.
Rebecca.
So Beck Lord. So we got 6 state players tomorrow morning. Beck in the under 25s. A couple of national squad members.
Yes, and Karen Mason, who was in Europe, Andrew, I don't know whether she's got insomnia or loves the game, but it's 1:20 a.m. in the morning. And they're due for a 30-degree day in Budapest.
It's been a bit warm in Europe.
Yes.
Not quite that warm here at the moment, but it's actually very pleasant outside. You see a few of the short sleeve vests and a couple of jumpers on, but a little bit brisk around about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. The greenkeepers are out on the green getting it ready. Up around the 13 to 14 at the moment, so
We're at top of 16, Andrew, so it's not going to get much warmer, but with no breeze, it's quite pleasant out there this morning.
The sun is nice and warm, but it doesn't feel like 13.
No.
It just feels a nice balmy day. Maybe not quite the day to go out to the surf in just the boardies, but although you'd had your 15k swim this morning.
Well, water was quite warm, Andrew. Wasn't too bad. Although after the 10k run, it's nice to get in a refreshing dip.
You have to leave the bike out though, don't you?
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yes, yeah. Too many cars on the road. The girls will change over here. See Billie Maas just having an examination of the head. She'll be first to play.
Now, there is a group that would be going swimming at the moment. I imagine they're still going. There used to be a big group of them when I played at bowls at Wisen Park, Wollongong City. There was the Wollongong Winter Whales.
Okay.
Used to go down to the continental bars, especially in winter, go for a nice fresh dip of a morning.
There's a bars, Ocean Bars, not far from where I am, Andrew. It's not that one, is it? Not the Billie?
No, there's quite a few along the coast here. They're very well set up. There's a nice big one in Wollongong itself. There's Taraji, which is not far from where you are. There's also another one at Billie. Austinmere, I believe, has them. Quite a few.
17 beaches, I believe.
17, yes. Port Kembla pool is fed from seawater.
All right, so Lisa Cook now for Glenbrook with her first bowl on N6. Just not coming to terms with this narrower side, and that one's just going to hold out a bit, but she didn't have the weight as well. Looks like they're holding her couple though, Glenbrook. So what can Maas do with her last bowl here? She looks to be on a better track. She gets underneath them front bowls. There is a gap there though. There is a hole. She's found the hole.
At least playing with intent though.
Yes. Yeah.
Rather see miss long than miss short.
Yeah, gave it every effort. Now let's see if Cook can correct her line. She's a little, not really.
Weight's pretty good though.
Yeah, it's going to be a score though to Glenbrook, I feel here. Oh, well, they're dancing around it. Well, they've moved one. I don't know whether that was a shot or not. Got the umpire straight in. Not sure who our umpire is today, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this one. I know they've all been doing some refresher courses just to Not that they were out of skill, they just wanted to make sure that they were upskilled and ready for the event.
And this bit of equipment he's brought out here, Andrew, what's
orbital measure?
How does it work?
Probably a bit unfamiliar to anyone from outside of New South Wales and Queensland, maybe. There's a telescopic measure on a rotating base. Has 3 screws. The lid lifts up. Just goes down over the top of the jack. The 3 screws then locate the telescopic measure against the side of the jack, no matter where the position is. Measure the closest of the 3 bowl, or measure the one of the 3 that's going to determine who's got what.
So he's winding them in now so it touches the jack, so the jack doesn't move. Is that correct, or centre it?
It just centres it. Yeah, you get the very lightest touch, the same as you would put the butt of the string measure up against it. That locates the rotating end of the telescopic. He'll take the closest of the Belrose bowls, isn't it? The Belrose Aqua Bowl. And then he'll go check against the other 2 and then should go back to the Aqua just to make sure that the setting hasn't changed. I actually really like the orbital measure, especially for a multi-measure like this. Very quick piece of equipment. You don't have to relocate anything. You see, he did just go back and double check against the Aqua Bowl to start with. Removed the 2 to say that they were counted. So,
okay, so that's at least 2 to. Yep, it's 4. I can see up on the scoreboard there. So
that is another big count.
2 to Glenbrook now. So they peg a couple back. They trail 4-7 after 6. And we'll see what kind of length they throw after dropping 2 threes. So it's a bit longer this time.
The orbital measure not in favour in Victoria.
Be hard to use on synthetic greens, I suppose.
It is possible. Warilla does have one that you can use on the indoor. It has a sort of like a soundproof foam batting on the bottom of it, but you do need 2 people to operate it. There is another version similar to that, which is termed the Royal measure, which has a base that pins to the ground and you wind back to the jack. It doesn't rotate, of course. You have to unpin and go back. A little more time consuming. And you can buy just the telescope arm by itself to use as well.
So first ball from Heather Smith, a little bit short, and you'll see Susie getting around it, but putting a little bit on it as well.
So Heather just looking for a metre and a half. She's done a pretty good correction on this one. Billie just indicating jack high. Oh, someone's just bumping into our camera. The bit of motion there. Nancy. Just going to be a little bit on the runny side. Oh, it's just a little wide. I think Billie just indicated one down with the pink speckle off to the left of screen. It's a nice title line. Just comes down to the weight. Touch it wouldn't hurt. Oh, may have just run through a little too much. So it is 1. Really, it's a draw either hand still for Nancy, who's using a Drake's Adrenaline. That's a nice tight line on this one. And he's just holding a little bit this morning. And that'll probably be in for second shot. It's a little bit scattered here. Can see some scores coming through. The ends don't appear to be added on. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Someone's saying they had 3 shots, Andrew, but no, they didn't take one out. They just moved it away for the measure to have a look at the others. I believe so. I think scoreboard. I think that's correct. What we've got on the screen there, we can confirm that. But I'm pretty sure I've seen the ladies only put 4 up on the scoreboard when they changed it.
Oh, that's what I've based it on. So we'll check it again in a moment. It's easy to fix.
Yeah, we'll get a look at the other end. So Maas here looking to draw the shot. Is she going to pull up in time? No, just running through.
No one seems to have really grabbed hold of the pace at the moment.
No, you're right.
Probably has changed a little bit as we've gone along as well. Just air starting to get a bit warmer, a bit drier.
Bit of track here from Lisa Cook. Looks to be in the area. She's played it well. That's going to be the shot.
Yeah, I think they might actually be holding 3 there now.
Yeah, depending on how close that aqua bowl would be the closest, Andrew, I would think. Or that one or the one behind.
Yeah.
So Billie needs to try and draw at least second here. She's on a bit of track. Just going to go and wait. Is she around the front? Oh, well, she hasn't sent it. Well, just wrecking on a short bowl there. So one's been kicked out. See the measure come out again here. So Belrose will remain on 7.
Actually, there was a bit of fog around here this morning too, over Victory Oval behind us.
Yeah.
Wonderful oval behind us where they play AFL football and cricket.
Just measured the closest one there. And one of the players carrying chocks in their pocket, Andrew.
Love to see it.
That is allowed, of course. I can... Okay, so there's only one.
There's only one.
Yeah. So we'll just check that board behind the ladies there. It says 4-7 at the moment, so one to go on would make it 5-7. So that was only 2 that last end, and you can just start to see the track marks from the bowls, Andrew, on the green there. So suggests there might have been a bit of a dew this morning.
Oh yeah, I had to wipe the windows off to drive the car. So yes, I do live about 15-20 minutes away from here though.
Okay, yeah, and you can just see them. You just see them tracks starting to appear on either hand. So this is round 1 of sectional play in the women's state triples.
It does say 5-7 after 7 on the board behind the the players. Just zoom the camera in on to make sure.
You can see they're keeping the board updated. You can see next door as well the Charlestown girls have got out to a 9-2 lead. That's the other game in this section of 4. Playing on the same green. They move around their greens each game. 4 sections of 4. If you're unsure about what's going on, here in New South Wales, 4 winners of each of the regions in the women's, and the winners of each of the region in the 16 regions that we have in New South Wales, as well as the men's 16 zones, come together and play in 4 sections of 4 in round robin, with the winner of each section advancing to semi-final for a knockout to get into the final. So 2 games, 2 sectional games today. Round 3 of sectional play tomorrow morning, followed by the semi-finals tomorrow afternoon, and the final on Tuesday morning.
Pretty big schedule for these state championships for someone involved in everything, but don't have anyone involved in all 4 events, I don't believe. But we'll be keeping you up to date with everything we can. We do play, and at least the first 2 sectional games, they must play out all ends. In the 3rd game, if there's any chance it can have a bearing on the section, then they must play. We do get to a point where it is impossible for someone to get through. They can make a concession then, but if there is any chance that all ends of sectional play must be completed, because we go on win points and margins to start with.
Yes, we did have a few games in the singles, Andrew, a couple of days ago that didn't complete their last game. They realised that they couldn't qualify, but they did get the game underway.
Well, it got to the point where it was impossible for them to get any
catch
further.
The winner. That's right. Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty simple equation. Win all 3 games, and you're very hard to beat in your section.
Does make it very difficult for anyone else.
Yes.
What's the least number of wins you've ever seen take out a section in sectional play?
1.
I've seen that, yes. There was only 1 win in the entire 6 games in the section that I saw. It was the South Pacific down here in the pairs. 5 draws and a 1-shot win. What a section.
Yes.
Never seen it in state championships. But a single loss can not be tragic as long as it's not too bad. As we saw, Jay Bruce narrowly lost to Nathan Wise, and then the 3rd round, Jay actually had a win and Nathan got run down, so...
And that was the difference, yeah.
Jay popped through to the semis. And after all, to get the semis, all you have to do is win your section.
A little bit tight here. There's Lisa Cook just going to duck underneath. Not a bad attempt though. Not sure who's holding. Looks like the bowl behind the jack may well be shot. And
it looks like the aqua bowl. The sun's angle just getting it a little bit hard to tell the colours occasionally.
Yes, yeah. And that would be the bowl of Belrose. As I said earlier, both the lead and the second are using the aqua coloured bowls, and this is their skip here with the orange bowl. She's looking to promote one of her own. She's in the area. She may well get underneath it. She has, and going to move the jack back.
Yep,
played.
It's to her own, Billie, XG, hence light.
So that'll be 2 shots.
Yep, the 2 on the left there are both the pink speckles, which are Heather Smith's Aero Optimas.
So Cook will be looking to arrive on the forehand if she can squirt the Jackie out to her first bowl that just narrowly missed underneath. She's on a pretty good track here, Andrew.
Well, either side of contact on that bowl would be good for her as well.
Oh, it's going to get too much, is it? Oh, well.
May well have come in for at least second shot.
Yeah.
That's the indication from Julie. It is 1 to Belrose at the moment, and we might see Billie just pop this one in a pocket.
Yeah, she's carrying it up. We talked about carrying this bowl up to the head yesterday, Andrew. So
yeah, I'd carry it up if I think I'm not going to play it.
She's carrying it up, and she might leave it here, and you can see that she's palmed it off, put the chicken wings out.
So 1 to Belrose.
1 it is. So they lead 8-5 after 8. You can see some scores now starting to appear on our ticker down the bottom, with our volunteers starting to update you from this venue and other venues. So keep an eye on that if you're aware of your club playing.
I think our volunteers are still in singles mode. The ends aren't coming in.
Right.
It's not a glitch in our data. It's actually that the data's not there. So we will forgive them for it. We've just got score updates. You can imagine they're in that 6 to 9 ends region. We've got scores coming in. I'm not going to be critical.
Well, keep an idea on the scores.
And we do thank our match and volunteer people who are doing that work for us. Over at Wiseman Park, Wollongong City, we've got Peter McMurtry is the bowls secretary there. He's coordinating everything and looking after Robin Lewis, our match committee person. And over at Tarogi, Glenn Jones. Jonesy's got Jan Wiltshire from the match committee. Working well together.
Good opening bowl from Susie Fischer. See if she can add another. She's on a pretty good track again. Doesn't want to squirt the jack back too far, though.
Has kicked it right back.
Yes.
I can tell you, Shippo, from experience, I played pennants at Tarogi this year. I loved the green at Tarogi.
Yeah.
It was a lovely pace, right near the ocean, so sometimes you get a bit of breeze. Must
have won, did you? You like the greens? Normally...
I had 2 good games this year. That was one of them. Because my participation was a little bit sketchy with other commitments with work and whatever else.
Okay.
Played a few different positions. They chucked me in at lead in that game, and I had an absolute whale of a game.
Oh, lead plays well, the team plays well, Andrew.
Well, we did. Unfortunately, didn't play so well in the final series, and that meant I had to work, which was a good thing for some people. No, beautiful place, Tarogi. Right on the beach. Car park next to it is also the car park for the beach. One of those beautiful rock pools. Tarogi actually means black rocks.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that.
So if you pop along Tarogi Road, go over the hump, over the railway line, down to the beach side there. Beautiful play area, barbecue area, rock pool. They're doing a bit of renovations on that area at the moment, actually, the council. Wonderful children's play area. A couple of cricket fields and soccer fields around there as well. Beautiful part of the world, nestled between the escarpment and the ocean. The city of Wollongong. And Wiseman Park, Wollongong City, located in the suburb of Gwynville. Lovely little village atmosphere. Also has a Wiseman Park oval next to it. Some nice greens, nice clubhouse, very friendly. Nestled in underneath, sort of, Wollongong Hospital, between the hospital and the university. University of Wollongong, of course, located north of Gwynville, Kirraville, that sort of area. The foothills of Mount Ousley. Botanic Gardens in behind there as well, if you're looking for a nice relaxing walk. Very popular.
I drive past that turn-off each morning on my way to the club here, Andrew. I see the Botanic Garden sign. Good shot there from Nancy Little. Adding another counter.
A couple. You're going to do the skydive the beach while you're down here, though, Shippo?
No. My son got given a skydive. I think he was about 15 or 16-year-old. Still watch the footage of that with him now. He's now 22. Still watch the footage with him, and yes, he looked fairly exhilarated, if I could use that term, when he finished it.
I have to admire the people who jump out of perfectly good planes.
Yes.
But not for me. I think I could describe my reaction to that would be sheer terror.
Oh, it's going to find a hole here.
Yep.
Run through.
Found the gap.
Bit of an edge on that pink bowl. Might have got back to the other one as well, but I think the pink one would have locked in.
Oh, I don't think she wants to fatten the target here. Love to add another counter.
Yeah, might have been a better idea on the draw on the other hand, but as we've seen, they sticking out a bit on that hand.
Well, I actually don't mind that hand if she plays just over draw weight and plays a slightly tight line. If you get a toucher, then touch it away from the towards the blue bowl. It's not too bad. Just get through the gate down to the tee.
Yeah, well, they hold two. Maas' last bowl on N9. Looks to have corrected the line. How's the weight? I'm just going to get the outside of the pink.
He's still two.
Yeah, I was unlucky that.
Nice tight draw line now down to that. No danger. Just don't want to be, well, I can't say no danger, but no danger with decent weight.
Yeah. The only danger's the bowl in the hand, Andrew.
Oh, I could find a way to muck it up. I know that, yes.
This looks to be a better line. Oh, it's just drifting out again by the looks of things. Is it going to get down under the pink? It's not going to get there.
Just been a bit cautious. So be a couple to Belrose. No, a couple to Glenbrook.
Yes, yeah. So they get back to within one and trail 7-8 after 9 ends. Round one of sectional play. Let's see the other game in the section, as we've mentioned a couple of times already, going on alongside this one. It looks like Charlestown are into double figures now. I can't make out. I can see a 1. I can't make out what the other number is next to it. There it is, 12-3 after 8. So we've played 9 ends on our streaming game and 8 ends next door. So the ends are starting to come in too, Andrew, on some of our matches.
Yeah, our volunteers here at Fig Tree are looking after it for us today.
Lee Stinson has been a busy boy. He played in the singles as well, backing up in the triples. A number of players have won multiple events in their zone, or the women in their region. Here for a number of days to compete in more than one event. I think Tasha Van Eldick and Genevieve, I'm not sure whether they won the pairs as well. They may well have done.
No, they did.
They're in the triples, yeah. So that's a very good bowl from Susie Fischer from Belrose. Well played. Heather Smith on the forehand. Going back to the club. We've mentioned it's the tighter side, so I'm thinking that's a little bit wide for that side of the green, although it's getting right back. Oh, it's got back to the centre line, so plenty of grass with them bowls. What bowls are they, Andrew?
Heather Smith,
Yeah.
Aero Optima,
Okay.
pink size 2.
Okay. So they're taking plenty of grass on.
Don't ask me the sizes for the rest. That's the only one I've got.
So plenty of grass on that side for Heather. You can see this one's a little bit tight and it's going to duck away.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit of track marks there.
Yeah.
So probably just a little bit of dampness this morning.
I don't think there's much breeze at all. We might get a shot of the flags when we get the opportunity and just see how much breeze there is out there. I think there's a great deal. Can't see them.
Well, you can see the tab
banners
buntings.
Yeah, they're not flapping around like they were the last few days.
Got a bit of pace on this.
Yeah, any jack movement? There is.
Got it right through. Right back to her own bowls. There'll be a couple.
Yeah, so it's Nancy Little finding the jack there. So Julie Baker. Nancy's been playing quite well so far this morning. And Julie Baker do. Change of line. Grass was pretty good, just a little bit too much weight, obviously, running through.
Got a little kick on the jack as well.
Oh, yes.
Probably made it a little worse, give them a bit more room for the Belrose girls.
Yes, it has, yeah. Nancy there. Got to touch her, just a little bit heavy. A fair bit of room here for Baker. Just got to adjust her weight. Her line was good. Depending how quick this one pulls up, it's just going to run through again. So that green just might be drawing out a little, Andrew. We see a number of bowls just running through the head. Girls just thinking you've got to add that little bit. Skipper's heading to the mat to complete end 10 of 25. Glenbrook have won 5 of the 9 completed, but they trail by 1 after dropping a couple of 3s in a row. See what Lisa Cook can do here. That looks to be a pretty good track. It's weight dependent now as well. That should be enough for another counter.
Yep, still plenty of room for Billie.
Yeah.
Just been a little bit spotty on the weight, I suppose, is the best of the way to put it.
Yeah, a little bit of unders and overs getting played. As I said before, Andrew, no one really nailing the weight at present. This looks like a pretty good bowl, though. Oh, was it going to get enough for shot? It is.
Oh, it's only got to be good enough, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just got to beat the others, which it has done, so going to be 1 to Belrose at present. Cook with her last bowl.
Well, how many times have you seen someone have a big win and they go, "Oh, you must have played well"? And I was like, "Well, no, we just played
better.
We just played less worse than they did."
Well, it's a good reply here, but is it up?
Is it up enough? I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
So a big thing for Billie here is to miss that bowl. Good metre out.
Yeah, same weight.
Well, arm width, probably 1.5 metres. Stay wide. Make sure you get out to the toe there. You didn't want to come any further in. You get 1.5 metres to draw a shot, Nelly, or 1 metre.
Well, she's certainly on a high road, and if the weight's the same, it'll be another counter. That's well played.
Well,
great bowl.
Did say her weight's been spotty. 2 the same. Brilliant.
The old commentator's curse strikes again.
I'm happy to be the curse that time.
So Belrose picks up 2. They lead 10-7 after 10. And Leanne will just time a couple of the bowls and let you know where we think the green's running. Probably pretty close to the 27 metres we used at time of green, maybe a little bit longer.
It's up around the 13.5.
That was 13.7, that one, Andrew.
Well, at the 54-second, that one on the 54-second mark of our recording timer. And it stopped at the 08. That was about the 14 mark.
Yep. So between 13.5, 14.5, somewhere around there, Leanne. So fairly kind pace for the ladies out there this morning.
Actually, I put that as ideal pace to start a state championship day.
Yes, because it will quicken.
So just shudder if we start the day at a 19 second on any sort of day.
We're playing in the dark, Andrew.
Oh, a good 13 to 16 throughout the day is all shots can be played. It's a fairly kind pace. You're not going to get too badly affected by a normal wind in the day. And to be blunt, we want to see good bowls.
Yes.
And that's what we want kind conditions for.
Exactly.
Don't mind seeing a challenge occasionally, but
yes, we want the players to be trying to beat their opponents, not the green, Andrew. So this is Nancy Little for Glenbrook. She's a little bit high with her line with this one.
Oh, Belrose holding 3 here at the moment.
Yeah. That'll be 4. So Little needs to correct with both line and weight on her last. Looks to be on a better line, depending on the weight now.
Well, there's a few to stop on there.
Yep.
And she's going to crash. That'll be... Oh, it's probably still 2, I think. I think the front left is shot.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, this is an unusual head. Everything's behind the jack.
Well, I was just thinking the same thing, Andrew. Maybe it is quickening up a bit since the ladies started, and they're starting to run on a little. We did see them running on nicely by the end of our singles games yesterday afternoon. No doubt it'll be doing the same today. Well done to the greenkeepers. All greens look fantastic out there walking around before the start of play this morning.
Head greenkeeper Sean Bellotti takes a great deal of pride in his work.
Notice they're playing in a different direction today, Andrew, on the other greens as well.
Yeah, just spread the wear a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Billie Maas has missed out with that one. Try and add to the count. Now,
we won't change directions on this green, though.
No. That would be a quick game, Andrew.
Could be interesting.
We'll see what Lisa can do here. Is she going to sit the bowl? Well, if she does, she's going to get at least second, or she's going to pull up before it.
It'll be close.
Close for shot here. We'll see. We'll get an indication from Julie Baker. She says, no, we're still one, so the bowl to the left of Jack is a shot bowl currently. And if Billie can trail the Jack a little, she's definitely on a better line to do that. If she can grab the Jack here, she can make quite a few. She's done just that. Well played.
Well, it might be as many as 4.
Could well be 4, yes.
I think it's 3 for sure, and I reckon the Aqua Bowl Jack High will be the 4th.
So, a bit of pressure on Cook now. Last bowl, end 11. They trail by 3.
Well, you get down to the Aqua Bowl at the back.
It's going to be at least second there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll actually be shot if he gets inside that one.
Well, is she too tight?
Jack's got a nice tight line. You need to be tight on that hand.
Is she too tight? Well, it's not too bad, actually. It's going to be probably 3rd shot there. So they're taking out 1. Could even be second.
Be a big save.
Yeah. Saved at least a couple.
I'll put the tape on.
Yeah. For a second, I thought that bowl was going to get away on it underneath the head, but it hung on to make connection. And
2.
It's 2. So she did save some shots there, but it's 2 more to Belrose. They lead by 5 now. Almost halfway through this match. See next door, Charlestown leading 14-4. I can read that one. So that's the other game in this section, as we mentioned previously.
Don't forget to, if you're watching on through the Bowls New South Wales Facebook page, make sure you like us and get notifications. You'll know when we go live. And even if you prefer to watch through the YouTube app, if you get the notification through Facebook, you'll know to pop onto YouTube and cast to your device. And we've got a big, well, nearly 2 weeks still to go. A week and a half anyway. Continue with the triples, launch into the pairs, then to the 4s, and finish off with the mixed pairs competition.
The scammers must be having a sleep in this morning, Andrew. I haven't seen any on our Facebook page, but remember all, don't click on any links that's not from Bowls New South Wales, and certainly do not give your credit card details if they ask you to pay for the privilege of watching the coverage.
No, we're not charging you. No plans to.
The only thing you've got to pay is you have to listen to Andrew and myself throughout the broadcast.
And we'll try to be nice.
Yeah.
I have got the settings to block links in the comments, and that anyone's account must be at least 2 weeks old, but yeah, the scammers can seem to work out how to get around that.
That's why they're scammers.
And if you do see any of those scam comments in there, you can let us know. We'll delete those as soon as we possibly can.
You see Heather Smith was tight with her second bowl, but promoted her own. First one for shot. You can see Billie Maas just explaining to Julie Baker how far short her teammate's bowl is. She's on a very good track here. She's going to get down to the Jack now, just a little bit over. with the weight running through the head. So Nancy Little looking to draw up to a teammate's bowl. It's just going to run on a little, but it's going to be handy where it finishes. It's a bowl behind the head for them when they're holding shot. You see Billie Maas just giving direction to Julie, who's on a pretty good track again. Depending how much weight she's dropped off, this one could be well in the area. It looks to play it very well. She's going to grab the jack. Well played. Terrific shot there from Julie Baker. So a change of hands now for Nancy Little. She's got to play almost an identical shot to what Julie just played. Looking to just reach it, land the bowl, trail the jack on her forehand.
See your Soldiers Point teammate Mick Beasley up against the Evans Head team in the triples.
Oh yeah, I missed the score there. How are they going, Andrew?
Gildo Pagotto was just in front there.
Okay.
The Evans Head team, they're a bit fired up. They're playing in the memory of their original team member Johnny Lang, who unfortunately passed away.
Right, okay.
After winning the event. They were very keen to come down and honour his memory. Very big, larger-than-life character, Johnny Lang, up there. Friends with Aaron Tees. I had the pleasure of playing against Johnny a couple of times in Pennants. Yes,
Michael Beasley be looking for a big event as Billie O'Hoy. I think they've both been named in the state senior side to play against Victoria in the next couple of weeks.
Part of our big program coming up in the next short period of time.
What can Billie do here? Well, she's on the hunt for the jack again. Is she going to move it? No, just sneaking past. So most players playing with that little bit of weight with their first bowl, Andrew, which does suggest that the green is quickening, as we mentioned. So,
do you think too, where that one hand plays a little bit tight, it encourages you to play through the head?
For sure. Lisa's bowl hanging out. What kind of bowls Lisa use there, Andrew? Did you write them ones down?
Yep, they're hints like Cruise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they would be a tighter line than the XGs.
Sometimes I think if you just got to take that line that seems a little tighter in your mind, you think you're playing an on-shot, so you add that extra weight.
Yeah, right. Yeah, muscle memory.
It's a pretty fair effort from Billie.
Maybe another counter as well. It's a terrific spot if it's not. So Cook here, they trail by 5. Could be definitely 1, could be 2 down here. Let's see if she can change her line. Is not going to get down. None of them bowls, they are certainly straighter than most of the other bowls on the rink. So is it 1 or 2? I'm taking out 1.
Going to pop the truth serum down.
Yes. Well, they're going to that. They're just checking which is a closer bowl, are they? No, they're saying that one is the closest, so it's only 1.
Another one to Belrose, though.
I think it is only 1. We didn't see any finger indicated or anything, but only 1's gone on the scoreboard. So, yep, 13-7.
Scoreboard's a pretty good indication usually.
Yes. It's
We can see that sun moving because the shadow of the shade cloth is now at the tee. That's been off the tee until now, so the sun is moving around.
You just join us. Don't forget them scores rolling through down the bottom of your screen. That will tell you how your other players are going. They get updated fairly regularly. There's a lot of games that our volunteers have got to get around to update for you. There's another Soldiers Point teammate, Betty Herbertson, leading there in the senior women's triples. A couple of good opening goals from the ladies. Susie Fischer just moving the jack a touch, and Heather Smith getting one in the area. Susie done here. Thought she might well promote Heather's bowl here. She has. So to qualify for this state championship, these ladies have won through their districts. There was a district event in their area, and then from that they've gone on to win their region, and they're here representing their region throughout New South Wales, 16 in total. Depending on the size of their district, they would have played a number of games to qualify. It's a very good bowl from Julie Baker, promoting Susie Fisher's bowl onto the jack. And Nancy Little be looking to draw close on the forehand.
Bad result.
Yeah, got a couple of bowls in there, nice and close and behind the jack. You see Billie indicating where she would like Julie Baker to play this one. Just looking to land that darker blue bowl.
It's going to run through the fraction. We just gave it maybe 1.5 meters, 2 meters too much weight. But looking to land a bowl, you want to be through the head, not short. So
yes, very hard to land it if you're short. Well, this is not a bad track here. Is it going to get down in time, or has it got too much weight to hold it up? It's just going to hold up. Well, it's going to be another useful bowl towards the back. The girls will change over. Skip's going down to play their bowls to complete end 13 of this 25 end encounter.
I think Billie Maas, first use of the mat, looking for a forehand, get inside the blue speckled bowl. Ideally just behind the jack. So if that shot bowl is turned over, it's not sprung back to the two Glenbrook bowls. Bit of count and cover.
Yeah, looking to get another one in there. As you said, Andrew, at least second or possibly third shot. Just get another bowl in and around it. Does look like the bowl could be clipped away from the jack clean as well. Looks like there is a bit of a gap between jack and bowl. She's tossed this one right out there. Right around the back.
Weight wasn't too bad. It's just been flipped out the side a little.
Yeah. I noticed with Lisa's bowl, they're a very, very tight line bowl, so we don't want to see her out too wide. I reckon that's too wide for her bowls.
You're right. It's just going to go around.
It's only on the draw as well. It's another one in there. That's a fairly good attempt, really.
I think she needs probably another 30 to 40 centimetres of weight.
Yeah.
Just to drawing to the pink bowl at the back. Just gets contact on that shot bowl, turns it once, that jack springs.
Yeah.
Can make 2 or 3. You only want to flop it over, just enough to get contact on that jack little spring far enough.
What's Billie done here, though?
Why Billie wants to come in pretty much where she is. Doesn't
Gently.
want contact.
Oh, well, she did get contact.
That's a really good home.
Yeah, certainly is.
But I think that does give that shot more validity for Lisa as well, that backhand, just to reach to the shot bowl or the orange. Nice confident shot. At worst, you turn that shot onto the jack, you're going to be one down if you've got recent good weight. You're not just turning it once now, you've got to get a couple of rolls.
She wasn't too far away with the first. This looks to be a better line, Andrew. Is it going to get down, though? Well, it's coming now. We've got contact.
Wants to turn that, get it to roll a couple of times.
Oh, just not enough weight.
Really needed another metre on that.
Yeah, and it was that bowl of Billie's that she put in with her last bowl of the end, which ended up the shot. They've moved one out. They're looking for 2 now. So, hard lines there for Lisa Cook. She played that exceptionally well. As Andrew alluded to, just needed to be that little bit heavier on that type of shot.
Well, the jack comes back a metre. She's got a 3-to-1 ratio. Moving back 20 centimetres, she didn't have that same opportunity. So, one time a little bit more aggression probably required.
Good measuring, going around to them all.
I'd rather see a person down on the knee, to be honest. Just a little bit more stable. As an official, you're taught to get your knees and your hands on the ground so that you have that stable base.
Bit of confusion about who shot there. Both girls put one finger in the air, but it was one to Belrose that was taken out earlier. I think Nancy was indicating that they won the measure.
Yeah. Easy to get confused.
Yeah. Forgot about the one that was taken out originally.
Got excited about winning the measure.
Yeah.
So we're just past the halfway point.
We are, and 7 the diff now, with Belrose in command at the moment. They've won the last 4 ends in a row and 5 out of the last 6. So the Glenbrook girls need to win an end, grab this mat, look to change things up a little, try and get back into this game. Opening bowls like that may prove difficult. Well played from Susie.
Oh, Shippo, what parts of destination Wollongong have you managed to visit while you've been down here so far? Just the club? The club and the bed?
There's been a few clubs, Andrew. A few clubs and the wonderful Bulli Tourist Park. Had a walk along the waterfront the other day down to that Maas area, which is not too far from the Bulli Tourist Park. Nice place down there. I walked across to the beach in the
Quite nice beach up there at Billie.
Well, there's a big sign that says they don't recommend swimming. So if there's any swell whatsoever, I won't be dipping my toe in the water.
Well, just up the road, it's one of the most famous surf beaches in Australia. It's the Rule.
Right, okay.
Home of the Mercer brothers, the famous Iron Men.
Yes, well, there's a surf club just on the corner there from where the tourist park is.
Because we always do recommend that if you're going to dip your toe in the water in the surf, that you swim between the flags.
Yes, yes.
Probably not patrolled at this time of the year.
No, I haven't seen them out.
That's
anywhere.
probably why the sign's there, mate.
Yeah. No, I think it's a permanent sign. I think down there it's just some strong currents and things apparently.
Oh, right, yep. Around the point. Of course, just up the road from you and up just a little bit from where you're staying is Symbio Wildlife Park, which is you'll see on our promotional video there. One of the little hidden gems of the Wollongong City area.
I don't want to go there, Andrew. They mightn't let me back out.
Very popular destination, especially with the children. There's a couple of independent small breweries, boutique breweries in the area too. You might.
Oh, well. I'll have to get you to plot them on a map for me.
Find all that information on the Destination Wollongong website.
I do know the Bulli Workers Club is not far from where I'm situated.
I must admit that's one I've not been to. Well, we see the Belrose team in the senior triples with Plum, Steve Ashdown. They've got a fantastic lead over Penrith.
Pretty smart move here. Oh, well, I thought she was trying to cover them four at the back, but she decided to draw another. So Belrose holding 5 here. Lisa Cook under a slight amount of pressure, but she looks to be on a pretty good line, depending on her weight. Just not getting around the front bowls on that wider hand. Promoted them. Not sure she's cut out any with that one. May have cut out one perhaps. Risk versus reward might be coming up for Lisa Cook, depending on what Billie Maas does with this one. Wouldn't want to move her closest bowl and expose the jack. Is she drawing another? She's got a bit of weight, so it's similar to a last. Well, risk versus reward. Andrew, do you just draw to cut down, or is she going to attack bowl onto jack? She's changed hands, which is interesting.
Not sure she'll get back.
No, and she's got a bit of weight on that one as well, so we've got a big count here.
quite a few gone out already. You might be able to go for a walk along the Blue Mile this evening, Shippo.
Blue Mile.
Yep, around Wollongong Harbour, between Wollongong and North Wollongong. There's actually an old rail line there from the early days.
Okay.
And they've converted it beautifully into a nice walk between North Wollongong and Wollongong. Nice fish and chip shop along the harbour there as well.
Depending on what time we get finished this afternoon, Andrew, it might be
around Belmore Basin
on the agenda.
The lighthouse there at Wollongong, one of the iconic images.
Certainly plenty to see and do down in this area.
Just need to check how many they got there. I didn't quite catch the signal.
5 it was, mate.
It was a 5.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure it was. We'll check that out on the scoreboard, but I'm pretty sure the signal was 5. It was a handful.
Which would make it 19-7.
Yeah.
I'll grab our camera one.
So, the girls from Glenbrook with it all to do now. And being sectional play, even if they finish on the wrong end of the scoreboard, they would want to peg a few of these shots back going to their next game with a smaller margin than what it currently is. There's still plenty of time, still got 11 ends, but that's 5 ends in a row that the Belrose girls have won, picking up 11 shots over them 5 ends. You see our scoreboard there, it is 19-7.
Very handy lead, but still 11 ends to go. So with 11 the diff, you'd still be trying to win for sure, but you wouldn't be going all out desperation attack.
As I said, just get that margin down a bit, because with sectional play, as we mentioned earlier, Andrew, if a team doesn't win all 3 games, it then comes down to for and against.
The big thing is don't let your margin blow out too badly.
Yes, hard to peg back.
But even if you weren't considering sectional play at this sort of stage of the game, you'd be going, well, we're 12 behind, we've got 11 to play. Let's win 3 of the next 4.
Yes, and just thinking about our 2 girls in the final yesterday, they were certainly dominant through their section. They both won all their 3 games, and Natasha Van Eldrick finished with a plus of 61, and Jessica Tell finished with a plus of 41. So that's some good scoring over 3 games of singles.
I do remember playing in the very first ever state junior singles, and they were reading out the section results. I got through mine with a modest margin. There was a few fellows by the name of like Kevin Walsh and Cameron Curtis and Andrew Grove, Freddie Ayub,
Andrew Lynn.
No, mine was plus not many. But I think Walshy won his 3 games of 21 up, 21-0.
Excellent.
So we just did a little clarification. Someone said, oh, hang on a minute, the conditions of play say we play less ends, but we are playing the 22-23 championship finals. Following extensive feedback and interaction with our players, the next season's senior women's have been reduced.
Yes, they have, that's correct.
So they'll play 21 ends of 2-bowl pairs next year. I think it is 21.
I believe so.
And the 4s will play 18 ends, and the pairs for the senior women will go to 3 bowls, 21 ends. But we'll worry about that one next season. We are finishing off our previous season where all games are under the same format. That was based on our original feedback we got, where everybody should be playing the same format.
The survey, yes, Andrew. Overwhelming response to the survey, which we soon found out the people that didn't respond to that survey responded to.
Oh, look, we can only go on the information we get, and we'll keep refining as we need to. We're not making change for change's sake, but the overwhelming response this year was that the senior women in particular found the longer games to be difficult to play more than one game a day. So we'll give them what they want. And I think the overwhelming response there to the change has been positive. They love the idea. The reserves are getting a slightly shorter game as well, because we consistently found that the reserves were the ones finishing, particularly the fours. They would be the 9 of the last 10 games out on the green. And
pairs as well. So the open reserve pairs, the 23-24 season at
18 ends.
Zone and regional and district level will be 18 ends, or 12 ends if they're playing 3 games in a day. Senior women's pairs championships, as you said, 21 ends, but they're 3-bowl pairs.
And look, the overwhelming feedback there was that they enjoyed playing the pairs, but the 3 bowls and crossover once was much better suited to the demographic. So we're all about giving people the opportunity to play in a meaningful competition that they can play and will enjoy.
Yes, and as you've pointed out, this event will be over 21 ends, not 25. And the fours are over the 18 ends as well, as you mentioned.
Year.
Which has already started in some cases at some clubs.
It looked like a 2 was the indication there for Belrose.
So that's another score to them. So they're certainly running away with this one.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ends in a row.
It is. We'll just confirm that it was a 2.
I'll get the scoreboard in the background of our shot here, I'd imagine. There we go. Well, they haven't changed it yet, because the skippers have got the cards in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a 2. I'm sure that was 2 fingers or so. So we will leave the board at that at this stage and correct it if we need to.
And a few other changes to Andrew, the junior state championships for next year.
Yep.
A bit of a change there.
A couple more categories.
Yeah, and you won't have to qualify through your zone.
Yeah, we're not stopping zones from running an event. If they still want to run a junior championship, we encourage that outside of they can do that any time of the year. In fact, one of the zones said we'll still run a championship as such, as our selection trial for the junior 7-a-side, which I thought was a fantastic concept.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that in Zone 2 as well, still running our junior championships as well, to give them a game before heading off to a state championship as well.
You do need to enter in a team from your own zone still, but with the boys and girls playing pairs and singles, open 4s, and we're aiming to conduct the singles and pairs in different categories as well. The singles in under 15 and under 18, just to give more people a chance and the carnival atmosphere. Feedback we had was that would be appreciated, and
that will be based on entries, Andrew. If we don't get enough in a certain category, they may combine, or waiting to see how many.
But hopefully we'll get enough to run a meaningful comp.
Yeah.
It'll be a pretty full-on few days of bowls. That's what we want. I think we're in for a fantastic event. That'll be next year, so our entries will be out probably towards the end of this year. But also, don't forget, for those who have been playing since the 1st of April 2019, state rookies. Entries now open. Go to bowlsnsw.com.au for more information.
And we've swapped the events around there, Andrew, with what was on the calendar originally.
Yeah, look, the
singles are now first. same dates, but just swap the disciplines.
Yep, and we've just moved the closing date for the pairs to the day after the singles is played. Very good reason for that. Feedback was that a lot of the rookies didn't know each other and they liked the opportunity to be able to pick up a partner during the singles. Just encouraging more people to get the opportunity to play.
So they can do that now, yep.
And a bit of a change for the state finals format as well. We used to have 16 zone winners. We're now taking 32 through to the state finals.
It's still one from each zone, though.
Guaranteed one from each zone, and then the extra places will be allocated on an entry basis.
Yes, so the more people you have entered in your zone area, the more entries you'll have at the state finals. We'll calculate it out on over the average.
So the state finals, the first day of each event will be run in 2 sessions. Be 4 sections in the morning, 4 sections in the afternoon. So you'll play your 3 sectional games morning or afternoon, and then the quarterfinal, semi-final, final the next day. A little reset period. The singles will be Thursday, Friday, and then the pairs Saturday, Sunday.
And Raymond Terrace again, the host of them.
We'll
Andrew?
be in the hangar, the home of the Jets. Fantastic venue for it. We know we're going to play. And for those arriving to play in the pairs, they can try and get a game in the gala on the Friday afternoon, which will still run as soon as the singles is finished.
Bit of a warm-up event.
I think there'll be a lot of people playing in that gala that day.
Get a feel of the greens because they are fairly quick under the hangar. The 2 greens at Raymond Terrace. They take plenty of grass. Both synthetic, of course, being under the roof, but certainly have to give them plenty of air for the grass when you're playing at Raymond Terrace.
And we do thank Stokesy and the crew, the board of Raymond Terrace for their ongoing support of the rookies. They've been the home of the state finals ever since Bowls New South Wales took up the concept. They love hosting us and they do a wonderful job. Lennon and Bousey in the Bowls office. And it's a very popular event. And I've got to say, it's one of the events where the state final series has the best atmosphere. There's just this joy of being there.
Very good. What a great bowl.
Oh, Billie Maas.
Billie Maas, it's magnificent. And it's Belrose holding a few more here. So the Glenbrook girls just haven't come to terms with this green quickening up a bit. And they found themselves under the pump, and that bowl's going to hold out with weight on that hand. Hence a light cruise. They certainly are they're the tightest set of bowls on this rink at the moment.
We did say over the first half a dozen ends that was the Belrose girls playing the better up the front, but the Glenbrook were just managing to get in and get the shot.
Yeah.
And they just missed a couple of times and the pressure's built. Billie's not too badly down again. Going to crash into the... What's her own bowl turned up?
Well, looks like they hold another 5 here.
I hope the Glenbrook girls just settle in and say, well, let's just pull this back, make a game of it the last bit. Maybe the target's then say, well, let's get to 10 in the next couple of ends and then let's get to 15.
You see, that was the idea. Nancy Little just asking Lisa Cook just to draw to Jack High. She's not on a bad line here. It's all depending on her weight now. Is she going to get down or is she going to slip through? No, she's played it pretty well. She sits that bowl. Well, she stayed up, so...
Might have cut it back to just 2.
Yeah, 2 or even 1 here. That's a great bowl.
2?
2 it is. So we think it was 2 the last end as well. So we should make that. That should be a
she might well
23.
She might well have saved 4 then.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can get a shot of that scoreboard now.
But it's another end, another consecutive end to Belrose. I'll have men's triples action coming up for you this afternoon.
Oh, I actually say 22, so must have only been 1 the previous end.
Only been a 1, okay.
Or 1 that end, I'm not sure.
I definitely singled 2 that end. So.
Oh, hang on. I want 1, not 4. I'll just change that back again there now.
We're just waiting on confirmation, Andrew, as well, for a possible date change for the Ladies' Carnival as well.
Yep, that should come out before too long. There's a little bit of feedback that starting the day after Mother's Day wasn't really acceptable to a lot of them, which we did ask a few in our focus when we did it, and they said, oh, that wouldn't be a problem, but the general population feedback was. So we also had some feedback that the Champ of Champs running back-to-back was probably not the best thing for the competitors in both. They'd prefer a week's gap, so it's been put forward, and those changes will be confirmed soon, hopefully.
Just need to be ratified, yeah. So the Ladies' Carnival, what are your calendar at the moment? We brought forward a week and where the champion pairs sit or singles sit.
Yeah, it's all been put forward.
Yeah, we'll get it all out to you as soon as it's been ratified and it's official.
No drastic effect on the actual overall calendar, just a slight shuffle of dates. It's based on extensive feedback received during events and people getting in touch and saying how about.
The big change though with these events will be in March 2024, not this time of year.
And currently working on confirming hosting arrangements for that. Looking forward to a very big and successful state championships again next year, and well, we've set the standard here so far. It's been fantastically hosted and run by our host clubs. They've been sensationally organised here at Fig Tree with Paul Mack and Kay Moran, Wiseman Park, Mark Crossingham, Peter McBurcher in the bowls, Glenn Jones the bowls at Taronji, and I've just gone blank on the secretary manager over there, but thanks to you. You know who you are. You've done a great job as well.
The Belrose girls certainly running away with this one. So that's 7 ends in a row. They've won, and 8 out of the last 9 ends. Is this bowl going to hang around or run through? Just running through again. Your second shot though.
So for anyone who's not quite sure where Belrose is, Belrose on the northern suburbs of Sydney. Forestville nearby. Manly on the coast. Belrose is a little bit inland from there. And Glenbrook, of course, on the foothills of the Blue Mountains. And our game this afternoon, in the men's triples on rink 22, we've got the entrance from the Central Coast and St John's Park.
I'll just keep an eye on the ticker and see how both of them sides are going.
Okay.
You'll be able to see, Andrew, would you, with the updates?
I've got them all in front of me. So Ben Bourne, he's got a good lead over Peter Duncan of Kingscliff. After 14 ends, he's up 21-6.
All right.
And Cantor is actually struggling a little bit. He's 6 behind. Playing Maryland's, Darren Morrison there, 16-10 after 13. So
okay, a bit to do there. Both of them games will be side by side on this green this afternoon.
Yeah. They'd actually be both playing on the ditch rinks this morning.
Well, rinks 7 and 8, are they?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
The way it works is if you're playing on the live stream in the afternoon, you'll be on split across the 2 greens in the morning, just so that everybody changes greens. I think these games will actually, I'm not sure whether they go to the split or to, I think tomorrow's go to the split. So we've worked it out so everybody changes greens from AM to PM.
Yeah, on tomorrow, these sections will be on rinks 3 and 4, and then 13 and 14. So a different green for each game. All that information's on the Bowls Link site. Once you've learnt to navigate it, it's quite a useful tool. Oh, just missing out there. Lisa.
They've got a shot though.
Yeah. Have they?
They've broken the run by the looks of it.
Have they? And if they have, let's see what they do. Yes, they have. They've got the shot.
Pretty happy about it too.
Yes. Well, the mat's gone right back. Let's see where the jack goes.
Well, still 8 ends to go.
Skip hasn't moved at the other end, so I'm thinking that it may be a longer. Oh, has she thrown the jack out of bounds here? No, it's going to stay in. Certainly a longer end. So you can see a bit of shine on the green there now. Well, the players have been standing and walking up and down the screen. Certainly dried out a little bit from this morning's dew. The bowl's running on. We'll see what kind of start Heather can make here on this longer end. Now they've got the mat. And it's a pretty good opening bowl. It's a very good opening bowl, in fact.
Probably highlighting the shade, the shininess too, because we are looking into the sun. You can see the players stand on the mat, the shadow coming forward, so you do get that little bit more reflection.
Bit of glare, yes.
We'll see a slight colour difference from end to end with our cameras simply because of that angle of the sun. Just the conditions.
So Susie Fischer on a pretty good track as well. Just going to hold out. Arriving though. So it's a good opening bowl. See if Heather can repeat the dose and get another one in there. Very good bowl with the first one. Oh, that's pretty good leading. One on and one behind. A little bit tighter. This one from Susie. Is it going to hold its line at all? Well, it's just going to duck under. Didn't have the weight to reach, so Lisa Cook calling Nancy on the what traditionally is the wider side on this green. Gave that plenty of grass and plenty of weight as well. Almost got all the way back to the centre line though, so grass wasn't too bad. It's a little bit quick. So I think Billie was just giving Julie Baker the option of which hand she would like to play. It's only a draw shot on either hand. Certainly up on this one. I think it stayed on. Missed the line totally with this one. May well swing out of bounds depending on the weight. It's just going to pull up. Better grasped. And we'll see what Julie Baker's correction's like. She looks to be tight too, and that one's going to get away on her underneath as well. So most of the girls struggling with the change of length, apart from Heather Smith with the first bowl of the end. There is another bowl that we just can't see at the bottom of the screen. It just went out of our camera shot at the moment. You can see it there. So it's Lisa Cook who holds the shot. Is she going to get past the front bowl? Well, she's missed the weight. The line was pretty good. Let's see what Billie Maas has got to offer here. Just the one down, I would think, at present. And certainly the change of length have thrown most of the girls off on this end, with Glenbrook finally getting in wind after losing 7 consecutive ends. So they hold one. We'll see if Cook can add another here. Still 7 ends to play after this one, but Cook missing the line again as well. So let's see if Billie can adjust from a first. She's had a pretty good track, just over on weight. I'm not sure she's going to arrive this time though. That's her own bowl she's going to crash into. We'll promote it. So it's going to be 1 again to Glenbrook. So they move to 9. They're chasing 22. They've got 7 ends to peg a few of them back, if not all of them.
You've got to play the fine balancing act. Want to try and win the game, but also don't want to take the risk to blow the margin out. So you hedge your bets a little bit. So, well, we'll play to win, but we're also not going to take the huge risks.
Yeah, I haven't had a look at that score next door either, Andrew, because it was a fairly large margin before. I'll just get Andrew to check that board while we're watching this game.
I'll see if I can.
It's another pretty good opening bowl from Heather Smith here. So the first bowl of the end proved the best last end. Let's see what happens this end. She's played another good opening bowl. Let's see what Susie Fisher's got to offer this time. Looks to be tight on that hand, but with the extra weight, It's not going to hold for the jack. It's just going to die underneath and run away. So same again would be the call from the skip to Heather. Another one in there. I think she's a little bit tight this time, and that one's going to duck under as well and get away on it. Well, there's the other score. You can see in the top there, 20-9. So similar score. They've only played the 16 ends. An 11-shot lead to Charlestown there.
I think the thing is you can't worry about the other scoreboard at this stage.
No,
You're not
definitely
in control
not.
of it. So.
No, well, it's a good bowl from Susie Fischer. Well played. So Nancy Little on the charge a little bit here, looking to make contact with that bowls in a very good area. Is it going to duck underneath it? Well, got enough of it. And he stopped for shot, so it'll be one shot to Glenbrook at present. See what Baker can do with this one. Looks to be on a pretty good track again, although may just get away under the jack. It is. So it's Glenbrook holding one. Little be looking to add another here. Any movement off the centre line on the jack to the right might bring in the pink bowl as well, or if she can get down to the aqua bowl and get a roll out of it, or draw another shot, which she has done, has she? No, it's just going to roll through. So the last bowl of Julie Baker's pulling up a bit short there. At the crossover, it'll be one to Glenbrook at present. We'll just see if Lisa Cook can add to the count. There's a shot of her to hang in, probably 4 hanging in the best to just negotiate under that short bowl from Belrose. As I said, any movement of the jack down the line or to the right of screen can bring in another bowl, but if she got the weight to draw another here, or is she going to pull up short? On a very good track. You see right on the centre line, but just failing to reach on that occasion. So Billie Maas looking to play the backhand. So just asking position of her bowl. It's Jack High, or similar to Jack High. She's just got to beat the royal blue and white speckle bowl there. Looks to be the shot. Is she around the front? Is she around the front? She is. How's the weight? Just running through.
Said, Shipper, you were supposed to be off playing club fours today. I was actually supposed to be playing club singles this morning.
Oh, is that right?
Did try to rearrange some games, but with everything on, I just said, no, sorry, I'm just not going to make it. Disappointing, but oh well.
Well, if that moves the jack, it has, but not sure whether it's moved it enough to bring in the
No, I don't think it is.
pink bowl, but there's still a bowl to come. So, Billie Maas was unlucky last time. Yes, Andrew, there was a bit of drama with my club game. One of the other players hasn't turned up as well, so we've had to use a replacement player and a sub. So either myself or the other gentleman that never turned up will be taking no further part in the competition. It's a great effort.
Oh, we had 2 rounds of singles down to be played today, and it just got into the too difficult.
So it's another one to Glenbrook. So they've won the last 3 ends, only scoring a single on each occasion though, but the margin is slowly getting less.
And they also put a tournament on tomorrow when I can't play in it.
How dare they, Andrew? Don't they check with you before they do these things?
No, they do things to suit the rest of the bowlers. I think this is just going to go bang into the sand.
I think you're right. So we'll see a change of length here. You can see straight away Billie Maas walking up the green. Matt coming up.
We've lost 3 ends in a row on the long ones. Or 2 in a row on the long ones. We'll drop back to what we were dominating on early.
We were talking, we had Matty Miles in the commentary for one of the singles games yesterday. We were talking about the leads, throwing the jacks, how it's a critical part of the game. And we may see how critical it is now if, so Belrose have got control of the length. We saw the Glenbrook team struggling with these shorter length ends. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when this end concludes. So the pressure on the Glenbrook girls now to adapt to this shorter length. See how they go. Well, that first one's under the line for sure.
Chance for Belrose to nail one in. Chippo just goes for a little glass of water. It's choking to death there. Well, it is a fantastic opening bowl for Glenbrook from Heather. Sorry, for Belrose, for Susie, the aqua-coloured bowls. Just got a little excited now that the Glenbrook bowl's hiding behind Billie's legs there, I think. Yep. Just sailed through. I'll turn Shippo's volume back on. Now he's got the headsets back on.
Thank you.
Just turn them down so we don't get the rattle as we turn them on and off. We've got no mute button. We're working on the technology, but we'll get there.
That rattle is all the pills I have to take each morning, Andrew.
Keep the knees under control from all those kicks you caught playing soccer.
That and the blood pressure and the gout and the cholesterol and the blood thinners, and yes, we could go on.
The windy weather has not done me any favours lately. That's stirred up all the dust in the air, has made the asthma pretty bad. Yeah. So I had the steroids into me for a couple of days. Certainly has helped.
All you youngsters out there watching, enjoy your youth all you can.
Yeah, youth is wasted on the young.
Yes.
It's pretty well pointed. Just got a little bit of speed. Will crash on their own bowl. Well, I wonder. She's just done the damage and given shot away. I think so. Not a lot in it. Also, Leroy got a little bit of a lead there. We have to mention Lee is in a very elite club. He has a badge in every one of the 4 state championship disciplines.
Any of them gold, Andrew?
No, they're all silver. Maybe he can break his duck there. And Johns with a good lead over Glendale. Engadine over Adaminaby.
Get all these games, 25 ends rolling through. They've all got to play 25 ends.
Oh, this is a good bowl from Belrose now.
Yeah.
Might have given it away previously, but definitely got the shot with that one.
Yeah, and this change of length with the jack going in the ditch. Belrose getting control of the mat. That's not a good sign. Both teams having a mid-wicket discussion. Not sure how we ended up in the cricket last night. Andrew had the TV on, interrupted by weather. They didn't start on time. I know Lavershane got 100.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know we played.
Yeah, there was a bit of cricket played. I think we lost another wicket, so 5 down. I think about 60 odd behind. I think I heard on the radio. Still praying for rain.
Oh, no, I'd like to see him get 130 in front and then bowls the Poms out.
Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, good effort by Lisa Cook there, just sneaking past. Oh, hence the light cruise bowls certainly are a tighter line than all of the other bowls on this rink.
So just a reminder, you can pick up the Bowls New South Wales broadcast of our 22-23 state championships, brought to you by Destination Wollongong, and coming to you live from Fig Tree Sports over the next nearly 2 weeks. This afternoon we have a men's triples game, Ben Bourne, Kentatreacher, that's the entrance in Johns Park. Tomorrow morning, Engadine, Raymond Terrace, Ian Johns, Natasha Van Eldick. That should be a cracking game.
It should be a cracker, mate, yes.
We've got the men's semi-final and the women's final on Tuesday. Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
Got to remember what day it is.
Yeah, that's it, yes.
There's promised to be some good games in the pairs as well on the 25th of July afternoon. Dave Quigley from Young up against Gary Kelly from Warilla. And then in the afternoon, we've got Ellen Faulkner, Karen Murphy, Genevieve Dells, Natasha Van Eldick.
Wow.
4 internationals.
Oh.
And then backing up in the afternoon, Bowie Prideaux, Carl Healy up against Dylan Ether and Sam Pryor. Sam, well, when he's on, he is on fire. So that promises to be another one. And then we've got the women's semi-final and the men's final, backed up by the 4s. And we've done it to again. We're going to have another Engadine Cabramatta. But when you've got Ann Johns and Karen Murphy with Ellen Ryan, Ellen Faulkner, Jamie Lee Warsnop in the Cabramatta team, Beck Lord, Jocelyn Heyman, Mel Bluemore, who was in the semi-finals of singles with Ann Johns. Got to put that game on. That's worthy of a final. And then the men's 4s, Andrew Reese, Dave Axon, Curry Tarrant Point.
Yeah.
And then Pottsville and Dubbo City in the women's 4s, followed by the men's 4s semi and the women's final. And then we jump into the mixed pairs. So some great games there. We'll feature Brett Hughes, Dusty Allen, Weewar, Gulgong and Edalong, and then Sean Johns and Cam Curtis, with Joe Waiwai and young Chanel Kuch playing with Cam.
So I think that was a 4, Andrew, to Belrose.
Jack going into the ditch, very costly.
Very costly.
And Matty did say there's some of the skippers that believe rolling the jack more important than the opening 2 bowls.
Yes.
I can confirm it's 26-10.
Yes. Yeah.
And they've got 21 ins on the board now.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Well, we haven't killed any, and we're coming back this direction, so it should be an odd number coming back in this direction, you would think. So this would have been end number 1 coming this way. So you'd think it would be end number 21 coming this way. So
Yep.
I think that they may be an end ahead of themselves on the scoreboard out there. Or maybe the Glenbrook girls are trying to speed the game up a bit, Andrew.
Yeah, we'll leave it at 20 like we make it because we think we're right.
Yeah.
We've certainly got the same score. Might just poke my head out and say to the girls, can you just check your ends?
Yeah, righto, mate. I'll let you do that and I'll continue. Hopefully the jack doesn't get moved anywhere. It's another good lead bowl here from Susie Fischer. Right down, well, almost to the jack, just pulling up, but 2 to Belrose at present. Let's see what Heather can do here. Said earlier, Heather substituting for Glenda Lee in the Glenbrook side. And Glenda, if you're watching, the girls were thinking of you earlier this morning when I was having a chat to them before play.
Well, we've passed on the message. They will have a check.
Yeah.
I'll just ask the skippers as they go past.
Yeah. Looks to be one to Belrose at the moment. Nancy Little will be on the backhand here. Promotion of her own pink bowl or just sneak underneath it. Down to the jack. She could even draw around it, finish jack high, still be shot. She certainly looks like she's underneath it. How far across the head is this going to go? It's got a bit of weight on. I didn't duck across the line too much. So what type of bowl's Nancy using? Andrew, will you write that down?
I did. Nancy has a Drake's Adrenaline.
Okay. Yeah, so they're
the speckled blue.
Bit of a tight line as well.
Needs to get under that one.
I think she has. She's
played it very well. Yep. Well, it does make it harder for the Glenbrook girls too. It's just in the way, and Lisa says that's 2.
It's a similar shot though, isn't it? Just drawing.
Yeah.
All right, let's change of hands. Okay.
Well, there is a path in there.
There is. Yeah, I still would have left my teammate on that same hand as the first one. You got your own to turn in, work off.
Well, you played one there as well already.
Yeah, that's right. The line wasn't too bad. Just overcooked it with weight, and we'll see what this one does.
We do know there is a difference in the hands.
Yeah, is this one going to just duck under? Yep. It's a good effort, though.
I do think there's a chance here for Billie Maas to switch over and play her backhand. And just roll her own bowl.
If she gets it onto the jack, it's happy days.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty safe draw on that tight hand. You're actually going to play narrow. And if you go underneath and you can still count, you're not trying to do anything too dramatic.
I think they just flipped the board over to Andrew.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that when we pop the other end.
Swapped ends,
yep. Yeah, because we'll get it with the middle camera that has our delivery shot.
Look as though Lisa.
Well, actually, I can have a look at it now because I haven't switched it from before.
Lisa walked out of view there. I think she was going to turn the end over.
Yeah, those have changed it back to 20.
Yep. So 26-10 after 20. Costly jack in the ditch. Gave control of the mat back to Belrose. They picked up a 4.
And 16 shots in 5 ends, I think, is it's a very tough ask. Really? You need more than half to count.
Yeah,
especially when you're probably a couple down here now.
the goal would be win the majority of the last 5 ends here, Andrew, just to peg that margin back a little bit. Still keep you in the hunt for a section win. I'd have to hope, obviously, that Belrose lose one of their next 2 games. Not sure who plays who next. I'll just have a look at that on the Bowls Link draw.
The funny thing with sectional play is, though, the 2 first game sectional winners can end up being losing their next 2 games and be out of the hunt completely,
correct,
regardless of margin. And I've seen a negative margin win a section.
Yeah, so the way things are looking at the moment, we're going to have a 2-game winner after the next round because Glenbrook are drawn to play St George's Basin, who trail Charlestown at the moment, and Charlestown will be taking on Belrose. It both look like going to get the result in this match.
Oh, that's a good effort from Billie.
So Glenbrook to have any chance, they'll be hoping that Charlestown knock over Belrose and Glenbrook have a win against St George Basin, and that means that Glenbrook would need a big result over Charlestown in the last encounter, depending on what Belrose does, of course. Well, this is a good bowl. Jack movement here. Where's it going? Oh dear, unlucky.
Oh, might have made it 2, which it could have been before anyway.
It's a very unlucky bowl there. 2 it is.
2 further shots to the Belrose team.
So 4 ends to play. They trail by 18 now.
And really after about the 6th end or so, maybe a bit longer than that, so say the 10th.
End number 10, it was Belrose, went on a 7-end winning streak.
Well, they've only lost 1 since then. So that length has been critical.
Yeah, dropped 3 ones in a row when Glenbrook had control of the mat and was throwing the ends a bit longer. But unfortunately, one of them longer ones went into the ditch and Belrose went back to their tried and true length, and they've picked up a 4 and a 2. They've actually thrown a little bit longer this time, but a good opening bowl from Susie Fischer. See what Heather can do here. Going to get right down to the bowl. Yeah, well played. So Fisher on the mat. You see that other score in the background there. Charlestown 20, St George's Basin making a little bit of a comeback, then 11.
Looks to be pretty well down.
Yeah, played it well.
Just going to be running out of steam.
Got back to the centre line, so the ladies have got their line right so far this end. You see another score going on to the board next door. So St George Basin was 13 now. I don't know whether the score went on. Looks like the score went on to both sides though. 21-13 to Charlestown.
They've got 5 ends to go as well.
Yeah.
So we will, as soon as this game is finished, we'll go to a break and we'll be back. Oh, we should be back around 12, 12:15, 12:30, depending on the game's finishing times on the other greens.
Yeah, we give our players a
30 minutes to get a break.
Half-hour break, have some lunch or replenish the system. Well, it's attacking bowl here.
Good flush hit.
Yeah.
Runs through. We'll actually reboot our system as well. I'm not entirely happy. It's a little blocky with the pictures, but wasn't going to stop our broadcast to do that.
A bit of different equipment since the first couple of days, but just setting it up, getting it ready.
We're coming to you live from the Bowls New South Wales bunker.
We are. We are.
When we get to the other end, you'll actually see behind the players there is a little Bowls New South Wales logo. Behind that is our cables coming out. We're down in the basement of the club. Well, it was a barber shop for a while. Laurie and Carlo's, I think it was. Seems to be a staff amenities now. The locker room beside us. It's actually a pretty good setup for us.
Yeah.
We love a view of the club, but all we can see is our screen, same as you get, but operates good.
Well, that's why you can't hear the applause of the crowd and different things like that, because we're well out the way.
We left the prime viewing positions along the windows for the spectators, and we're hoping to get a guest commentator in this afternoon. If Matty's around, we might be able to grab him, but he might be home with the loving wife and child.
We'll have a look and see who's floating around and see who we can grab.
Benny will be back with us tomorrow as well, floating around.
So Billie Maas first to play.
Well, we can see the tab bunting there, just a little bit of a flicker. Wind might have come up just a little bit.
Picked up a little. Yeah. That's a pretty good grass line for Billie. Looks as though she's fraction quick though. Only a fraction. Well, just didn't get down in time.
I tell you what, we did enjoy getting some of the junior bowlers into commentary during the state junior championships. Refreshing to hear the slightly different perspective from the kids. So
yeah.
I think they really enjoyed it. Our state junior singles champion, Timmy Thorning, apparently they've discovered a way to shut him up, stick the headphones on his head, and he gets the
is that right?
Startled and.
Yeah.
I did hear Pud say that once he got him home, he couldn't shut him up again. We've got a team from Gunnedah featuring some of those junior bowlers playing in the fours, the reserve fours. Ella Cameron and Mum Joe, Father Dad, and we did have another player in. Unfortunately, he's got some commitments. So Sister Charlie's coming in. We've got the family.
Okay.
Be interested to see how they go. Of course, Ella and Joe were part of the runners-up with Caleb and their uncle a couple of years ago. So,
okay, we'll just see what's going on here. Whether she's on the attack, Lisa.
Yeah, I think it's 1 to Belrose with the ball just short of the jack on the right. Well, looks to be a little runny to me.
It is, yeah. I just don't get back in time on that hand.
I just think the tighter bowls and that slightly tighter hand, she's just got the
as you said
muscle
earlier.
memory of the run.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have a look for whether it's any more than one.
But it's another end to Belrose. So, after...
I don't like to declare someone a winner before the game's finished, but it's certainly looking ominously that way.
After dropping 3 singles, they've bounced back.
Well, they will be winners after this end. Was that a 2?
It was a 2.
So we can declare them as winners because they won't be caught. It's 30 shots to 10. It's 20 the difference with 3 to play. There's only 18 left available, so Belrose will go on to win this game. We will watch the last 3 ends. We won't cut feed before it's actually finished. They do have to finish all of their ends because the margins can be important. Of course, if Belrose or, well, it appears Charlestown go on to win all 3 matches, the margin won't matter. But if we have to go to a count back, the first one is the difference between your total shots scored and total shots conceded. To be fair, you need to complete all ends.
Yes, you certainly do.
Because that one shot that's scored on that last end could make the difference. Either way.
Can be interesting watching some people work out margins and that, Andrew, when it comes down to the last game, what they need and what they don't, and they forget to take it off they might add it onto theirs, but forget to take it off the other team or vice versa, and yeah.
Oh, I did have a parent at a state junior championships come up to me and tell me I'd sent the wrong team through because his kid was in front by 10 going into the last game and he only lost by 6 to the section winner. Said, yeah, but you've got to take it off his as well. No,
Yes.
we were 10 in front. We only lost by 6.
Yeah.
So I actually had to sit down and add him up with him. And after the end, he
explain it. Yeah.
shook his head and went, oh, come away about half an hour later and said, oh, yeah, I see what you mean. So
Yes.
if you're playing against a team and you're 10 behind them, you actually only need to beat them by 6 because you go up by 6 and they go down by 6.
Yes.
It works slightly different if you're chasing somebody else's margin. If you're 1 behind them and they're playing against somebody else, you need to win by 2 more than they do.
Yes, that's it.
I do think it adds a real depth, and the sectional play, well, it's better for the host clubs.
Oh, better for the area, better for everything, Andrew. The way it is, keeps people in the area.
Good for our marketing, good for our...
Yeah.
It's also good for those competing. And look, some of the players, they know if they're coming down and they're drawn to play Natasha Van Eldick that they're probably not going to have a high likelihood of winning, but they love the idea of coming down, having a clash and having a couple of more games as well, just to give it a workout and make it worth the trip.
Yep.
And nothing worse than coming down for a singles game, getting beaten in very quick time, play 10 ends, and I've travelled 10 hours to play 10 ends of bowls.
Yeah, that's right.
But at least knowing you're going to get 3 games, you play for second in the section or take in the experience.
Well, it's the accommodation as well, Andrew. You know how much accommodation you need to book for and everything like that as well. If it was knockout, you book 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, depending on how far you get through.
Yeah.
With knockout, at least you've got an idea, better idea with sectional play. You know you're going to need at least a few nights. If you're lucky enough to make the semi, then that's that extra night. And if not, you can stay and watch the bowls or visit the beautiful Illawarra area and have a look around Wollongong.
Plenty of interesting places to visit, of course. And if you're coming down for the events, you can get plenty of information about the area. All you need to do is visit wollongong.com.au. There are steelworks tours as well on Port Kembla. Industry World. There's quite a few interesting places to have a meal in and around Wollongong and the surrounding suburbs. Some pretty diverse culture in the area as well. So some plenty to do. 17 beaches, so Lord Mayor Gordon Bradbury.
Let us all know the other day, didn't he? Yeah.
And we're nestled between the escarpment and the sea, a unique sort of area. I've got to say, I've grown to love the beauty of the escarpment, especially during sunrise. The sun shines on the hills, looks very picturesque. If the sun's actually up when I'm going to work of a morning.
I've got the wonderful Mount Sugarloaf up in my area in Newcastle, Andrew. When I wake up of a morning out my back window, I can see the mountain. I've always thought of taking a picture at the same time every morning, because the different landscapes you get with the mountain, whether it's sunshine or low cloud or fog or anything like that, it looks fantastic sometimes.
You get the same around here. Some mornings there's a little pocket of fog sitting up around the areas. It's quite striking. Of course, you get some glorious sunrises over the beach. You can always go down to Windang and visit the wonderful Lake Illawarra.
Well, another big number here. If Lisa Cook can't get one in there with her last bowl, I was going to say she looks a little bit tight in the cruise, but she's going to pull up short as well.
Yeah, it'll be, I think it might be 4.
Looks like it.
1, 2. Do like that the ladies usually gather them in, but they've given us the good signal there. It is 4. So Belrose is just running away with this game.
Ever since that jack went in the ditch, Andrew?
Well, since then, it's been 12 shots in 4 ends.
Yeah.
4-2-2-4. But Belrose did have a long streak of control in 3 in a row where Glenbrook threatened to make a comeback.
Yeah, 3 singles.
At least that was the right direction, but the lost jack, as you said, just swung that momentum back. 2 ends remaining.
Morning, Mark. So you're watching. We're nearly coming to a close in our first game of triples action.
Well, a couple of other big names watching on there. Steve Shroy, the legendary Western Australian, Steve. And at the opposite end, Jack McShane had a stellar season last year. Won a state pairs and a fours, went on to win an Australian title.
Yes, he was in the under-25 side, recently taking on Queensland.
Won a state junior championship. I think he won the singles. Got pipped in the pairs and fours by young Bailey. Will probably remind me of it again, Bailey, as well. I do notice, though, without Bailey and Tomo here, the snake bucket hasn't gone down.
Ah, right. Okay. A few went missing, did they?
Oh, Bailey likes the snakes, and Tomo was blaming Bailey for the snakes disappearing at Champ of Champs as well.
Of course.
Bailey doing a good job at Cabra.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying the role, mate, which is fantastic. It's good for up-and-coming bowlers like himself. If they can get a role doing something they really enjoy. So 2 ends to go in this one. And we already know the result. It should be best if Glenbrook can get a couple of scores on these last couple of ends. They're holding a couple at the moment, but it looks as though they're not going to be holding any more.
And look, the game gets easier when you're in front too, doesn't it?
Sandra Fischer drawing the shot. Susie Fisher drawing the shot there.
And you can see the Charlestown, they're not quite running away with it though. They've got a very handy lead, 8 shots with 5 ends to go.
Yeah, that scoreboard hasn't been flicked over for a while, Andrew. I don't know whether we had a dead end or what's happened there, but that was the score that we mentioned last time. But the ladies are about to update that score, and it looks like there's shots going onto the Charlestown side.
Well, they're already above the juniors' run rate theory margin. They've always said that once the number of shots required per end got over 1.5, you're in a bit of trouble. And it's more than 1.5 there now. It's 13 in 2 ends. It's 6.5. That's real trouble in 2-bowl triples.
Yes, that's quite a bit of trouble.
I don't think any creative scoring will make a difference there. Charlestown will go on to win.
We've seen the skipper, the St George's Basin side, give that number 13 a bit of a tap. Don't know whether there's any superstition there.
And Charlestown recently opened their new facility.
Yeah, magnificent facility, Andrew. 2 undercover greens. They're going to be hosting our Zone 4s event, kicking off in a couple of weeks' time. It was closed last Friday.
How good is their scoreboard setup as well?
Scoreboards are fantastic. One of their board members and bowlers there, David King. He's
designed the system.
He designed the system and produced the scoreboards, and had a bit of trouble with glare with a few of them during the sunny days, but they've rectified that now as well. So,
and linked the 3 rink boards to a master board so that
that is correct. Yes,
our manager doesn't have to add anything up.
That is correct. They linked and update the permanent scoreboards there under the cover.
And built in the capacity to add the data cables for live streaming.
That is correct.
Very, very good forward thinking.
Yeah, so they've got everything required there. And I believe the master boards can act as televisions as well when they're not. If there's social bowls or something like that on, they could have the football or any other sporting event or whatever on the big screens while they're out there playing as well.
No, you'll be getting put the GGs up there,
Oh.
won't you? Maybe not such a good thing.
No.
I can see Caulfield Cup Day or something like that if the race is
right.
going. Hey, it's your turn to bowl.
Slight pause in the game for the running of the Melbourne Cup or Caulfield Cup or something. No, it's a wonderful setup. Charlestown, the first use of it was the state open pennant finals.
Grade 3.
Grade 3. Yeah, that was the first time that the facility was used, and you always know that you've got a pretty good surface when no one says too much, and they got very few complaints about the surface, so it seems to be playing all right.
I've got a few good feedbacks from people that I trust the opinion of.
Yep.
Peeps now down at Wagga Rules said they enjoyed playing on the facility, and he was mightily impressed by the scoreboards.
Yeah. Yeah, they're certainly up. If anyone has seen them or wants to know more about them, if you contact Charlestown, they'll certainly tell you. They had a few clubs inquiring about them. I think there's been a few orders put in for some of the other undercover greens. I believe Kevin Anderson might be heading up there soon to check them all out and have a look as well.
I'll be keen to see that integrated with other scoring systems as well in the future. And maybe possible, I know the capacity there in BowlsLink to go cardless, use an app. Might be possible to actually link that data source and have it up on the big screen as well. Exciting.
Yeah, well, they put all the clubs competing was asked to send their logos through, and the logos were going up on the scoreboards as well.
So 1 end to go, 35-10. So that was a single.
Yeah, a lot of fantastic facilities. I'm pretty sure, Andrew, that Raymond Terrace has plans. As I said yesterday, their grass green, I believe, will have a motel built on it out the back of the club, and their 2 undercover greens over the next few years. They plan to go completely indoor with them too.
Yep. It's, I've seen the walkthrough of the plans there. Very extensive. And they're very lucky with their zoning. Where the green is one of the few areas of Roman Terrace without a height restriction.
Yes.
Apparently the council suggested they go higher.
The CEO was very happy with that, yes.
So, positioning themselves to host major events with the accommodation on hand. I do know there's a few clubs that own motels or have them right next to them. They're ideal host venues on it. One of Warilla's attractions is that the cabins and the units they own. Nelson Bay, of course, has got the motels all around it. Soldiers Point's got the park next door. Wagga Rules has got their own motel on site. The RSL in Wagga too. Yamba has motels nearby. McLean certainly owns their own motel next to it before Jason Pinnock jumps on and lets me know. Evans Head's got some cabins, plenty of them, and it's great marketing and great alternative revenue streams being built in by the clubs as well. Provide yourself. The other thing is, if you're getting the travellers coming in and they're next to the club, they can come in and have a meal and a refreshment or two. You're developing symbiotic trade.
A bit of a congratulations for Club Cronulla, Andrew. Zone 13, 22-23 Club of the Year winner.
There you go.
It's been announced at the presentation night last night.
Yes, the Zone 13 had their awards night last night. President Mark Willie, I think would have been a proud president. Would have been making their admin person work his little fingers to the bone.
I was going to say, Junior would be running the show, surely.
I'm sure the OCD control freak would have been behind the scenes making sure everything was absolutely spot on. If you're watching on, Junior, I hope you're feeling good this morning. Of course, Grandview's where he's working now, the host of our state over 40s finals. I know he's been pulling the strings behind to get everything all organised. I'm looking forward to having a weekend with him for that.
I think he forwarded some accommodation details and a few other things to.
Yeah, so for those who qualify,
early, yep.
there is a link for a special discount rate at one of the local motels there. I do know Grandview's, they've got 3 magnificent grass greens as well. They will be hosting the qualifying in their own area as well, part of the perks of being our major sponsor for the state finals. Charlestown hosting one all around the state. Don't have to change venues. You sectional play and then a knockout game or two to get down to our 32 state finalists. Qualifying coming up, but if for those interested, if you're a relatively new bowler, the state rookies, entries now open. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website for details. Have to have been bowling since the 1st of April 2019. You couldn't have started before then. That is slightly extended from our normal. We still are feeling the effects of the COVID shutdowns. We've got plenty of feedback to say, I didn't get to play in any because of the shutdown, so you still get your chance to play in 2. If you've already played 2 rookies, sorry, you can't play again. It's definitely aimed at those who with less experience.
So just getting back to that over 40s, Andrew, we have Ballina hosting, we have Club Charlestown, we have South Tamworth. Did you mention Magellan before?
Yeah, so Magellan's they've got a couple of issues happening at the moment that will be changed. We're just looking to lock in a confirmation, but we've been let know we've just been a little overwhelmed with everything that's happening at the moment at the state champs. So we will be in touch with our new host venue, which we do thank the crew at Zone 4 for helping us out there with some little bit of information. But Magellan will be changed to another local venue, which will suit the people playing anyway. We already have a lead there, but I don't want to say anything till we've got it locked in.
Okay, we've got Macquarie Club.
Yeah, Macquarie Dubbo.
We've got Parks Railway. Penrith.
Yep.
Curry.
Yep. A couple of venues in Zone 7, and they'll actually combine for the finals. So they're the only ones who have to change venues.
Malua Bay.
Yep. And
Huskington.
Husky. And the winners from those two venues will play off on the Sunday.
The Rules Club Wagga. Belrose.
Yep.
Club Marylands. Cabramatta. Grandviews.
And we have actually combined 11 and 14 to be at
Port City.
Just with the numbers, we do have to try and even it out. So Foster.
Mingara.
Yep.
Wingdang.
And from all those venues, we'll end up with 32 qualifiers. So I think that was one to Belrose to finish the game.
So 66 sections in that over 40s. Yep. So well done to Belrose. First round winners.
Well, thanks for joining us.
36-10.
We'll be back sometime, probably half an hour, 40 minutes or so, give or take a little bit, just depending on the speed of the other games. We can't see them from our bunker. But thanks for joining us, Shippo. You and I will bring you the second round this afternoon. We look forward to your company then. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you again, well, half an hour or so.
See you soon. Bye.